Hey, what's up, guys? I'm just waiting a few seconds to let a few people get in, and then I'm also going to make sure that it's live on Instagram, and then I'll get started. All right, cool. So, welcome to B Sports Picks, man. Perfect day yesterday, 5-0. The day before that was a 7-0 day. So, in the last 2 days, it's been 13-0 run. It's been amazing. I have two more plays for you in baseball today. And then I'm actually wrote the notes like I've been promising. So I'm going to give you guys the notes on the other games that came up. And I'm not going to tell you why I skipped them, but I didn't write notes on why I skipped them. Mostly it's because of the line move. But I'm going to get to that once I get there. I'm going to show you the results real quick. Yesterday we had the Blue Jays. I gave this one away on the live yesterday. So that hit for us. Actually, the $10 one was a live one when they were down. So I got great odds at a plus 110. But that hit. I had Bo Bichette, Bobby Witt Jr. I gave away those in the VIP. And then we had this one, which I gave away at a minus 154 yesterday. That hit. And then I had an under play right here. What's up, Julio? What's up, Okan? Yeah, man, they were great, dude. Thanks. Yeah, people are just commenting how good yesterday was. So thank you for being here. I appreciate it. So I do have two strong plays, and they're going to be very similar to yesterday. But I'll just tell you again, it was decent. Blue Jays were down. That's why I was able to get value, and I bought them live again, and that hit. They came back and won the game. This one I only got paid out for the Red Sox. I took Logan Hope or Hope or whatever however you pronounce this dude's name, but he didn't end up playing, so I only got paid out for the Red Sox right there. And then there it is, Red Sox. It was an easy win for the Red Sox. So, anyways, guys, 5-0 day. The day before that was 7-0. So, in the last 2 days, a 13-0 run, which is amazing. Let's see what else we got here. So, I just showed you the receipts for this. I'm going to give you the two best plays, and I actually have two batter props that I'm going to give away two batter props. I have 7 of them. 7 of them were already put into the VIP. 2 of them are going to be inside the YouTube short. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't done that. So that way you can get alerted when I post a short. So you'll get 2 batter props for free right there. And if you haven't done so, go to the link in the description and click on free picks. Also check us out for 1 week so you can get all the batter props and all the stuff that we put out. One final thing I'll throw out there real quick, and then I'll get started. Go to the link in the description and click on how do we do this? Like, so how are we doing this? How is it making money like this? So let me just show you. This is what it looks like, and I'm going to go through this. It's 2 teams that I like, and it's just a bunch of information, and it's broken down like by pitcher, by projections, by batters, by the team in general, and stuff like that. So once you're able to read this, it's not that difficult. I know it's a lot of text, a lot of images and stuff, but once you're able to read this stuff, it's pretty simple to understand. And we look at every single team. And then whenever we look at every single team, it gets filtered down. And once it gets filtered down, I look at 2 or 3 teams, or maybe sometimes 4 teams very, very deeply. And then I ignore the rest of the shit. So that's how we've been winning. And if you want access to this, it's called the Sharp Edge. And that's inside the link in the description at the bottom under tools that we use. All right. So make sure you subscribe, guys, if you like this. Let me get right into it now. And I do, like I said, I have 2 plays for you, okay? And it's actually going to be the same 2 teams from yesterday. So the White Sox facing the Blue Jays, okay? The line, the only thing I don't like here is the line is shifting. It's not shifting, I should say. It's stuck. It's at minus 185. It's still stuck at 185. And I don't like that because there's a lot of heavy money coming in here. You can see 98% of the money, 89% of the bets. So the line being flat like that, it's not a good sign. So especially when that much money is coming in. So that's one indication that's kind of a little bit fishy. Look at this red graph. I showed the same shit yesterday. These dudes have been hitting dramatic. Compare that to the Sox. The Sox are ice cold right here. And you can see the OPS, on-base percentage. The Blue Jays have been ranked 1. So the last 4 times the Blue Jays have played, we've gone with them, and they've been hitting every single time. So they're going against one of the worst batting teams right now. They're ranked 25th compared to the Blue Jays, which are ranked 1st. All right. Now, Blue Jays overall, they have a 7-3 record in the last 10. Blue Jays 6-10. White Sox are 4-6. Look at this. In the last 11 games, the White Sox have they have a record of 3-8, 27% hit rate. So the White Sox are just straight trash right now. They've only won 27% of their games at home. Okay, so they're going against Bassett. Let me see. Somebody's asking this. What is this? Does the Red Sox game get rained out? That I don't know. So you would have to do that. I'm still throwing it in there, but it does whenever it's raining or it's humid or whatever, it favors the pitching. It does not favor the batting. So if this was to be rained out, then I mean it still favors the pitching. Or I'm sorry, the batting, not the pitching. Anyways, here we go. Bassett versus Ivali. Look how strong this guy is compared to this guy. 4.32 ERA, 12 games played compared to this guy played half the games, 6 games, and he has a worse ERA. 33 strikeouts compared to 102 strikeouts. Chris Bassett has a 8-4 record, just like I said, compared to this guy with a 1-5 record. So it's a dramatic difference on the starting pitcher. Then you look at the bullpen, the backup. Blue Jays are 3.22 compared to 3.93, which is not a huge difference, but think about it. It's a very strong batting, very strong pitching, and then the backup pitching is even better than that too. So overall, this is what's crazy too. It says that the White Sox to bat in the 9th, it's very heavy. So what this means, whenever the home team bats, it's supposed to bat in the 9th. Then that's a dramatic line that's telling you it's a clear read that's telling you that the White Sox should be losing this game, and that odd is very heavy at a -300. Overall, the books are telling you that the White Sox are favored to go over 7.5 hits, and then this is compared to the Blue Jays over 10 hits. So the book itself is telling you that the White Sox should be losing this game in the 9th. Plus, they're going to get less hits. Okay. So, anyways, let me get a little bit deeper into it real quick. I'm almost done with this one. 5.1 compared to 4.3. This is the projections. Look at all this stuff. Everything is green over here. Well, not everything, but the top 3 things over here. Full projection score, projection to win, half score, half win, team grade. So you can see the team grade is not great over here, C-, but compare that to a D-. This is just like in school, A, B, C, D. Basically, the Blue Jays are dominating the hell out of the White Sox, and they beat them yesterday. So overall, like I said, projections are 5.1 compared to 4.3. Chance of winning is the Blue Jays 63%. And that's about it, guys. I'm taking the Blue Jays on the money line. I think I paid like 170 or something like that. So I just took them on the money line. If it's too expensive in your book, because some books are like all the way up to -190 or something like that, you might want to do the -1 so that if they win by 1, you either break even or you get your money back. But that's up to you. I'm paying the juice, and yesterday they won by like 6 runs or something like that. But again, I'm taking them on the money line. All right. Now, let me get into this one. This is the Red Sox versus the Rockies. Again, this was the same team that we went with yesterday, the same 2 teams, actually. So Red Sox -233 to a -235. So the line is stuck right there. Same scenario as the White Sox. The Blue Jays. 94% of the bets, 95% of the money. So the line, the money is coming in very heavy on the Red Sox, and the line is stuck. So that's not a good sign. Again, it's the same thing with the other one. They're both on the line being stuck, which I don't like, especially with this much money coming in. So another thing you have to notice, especially here when it hits, that's what I was saying yesterday. Whenever it hits like a certain number, like a -230, -240, especially when it gets like -260, then the line actually starts shifting in the other way because people are willing to take the risk and get paid out double or triple. So, for example, if you were to go with the Rockies right here, you would put them at a +205. You would get double your money back. But sometimes that's enough money that the line starts getting pushed the wrong way. So it's not quite there yet. I think I got a little too deep into that. But basically, I don't like this. I don't like to see that the line is just stuck. But what I'm trying to say, I guess, is that the line is high enough already where the line is already kind of stuck there. So anyway, let me keep going here. Rockies have been a little bit better here. They have been improving, but you have to take into consideration that they played at home, and whenever they're playing at home, they get their numbers go up because they get more hits because they're in Colorado, and anybody that plays in Colorado, including the Rockies, they get more hits. So you have to take that into consideration. Anyways, you can see they're kind of similar as far as the batting goes. 11. These guys, Red Sox, are 11th compared to the Rockies. They're 17th. And then they're pretty even over here. The only thing, the last 10 games, the Rockies are dominating. I'm sorry, the Red Sox are dominating 7-3 compared to 5-5. And then the other thing is that when the Red Sox played at home, they've won 75% of the games. Now we look at Freeland and Bello. Freeland is garbage. Every time Freeland is playing, I tend to fade him. So we got over here Bello 3.42, 55 strikeouts. He's much better pitcher. These guys have a decent bullpen compared to these guys. So they have a much better pitcher and a somewhat better bullpen. Yeah, you're welcome. So let me give that a little bit. Here's Bassett and Savant. I guess I forgot to say this, but in the previous game, look at the difference in this batting order. They got OPS over here, much stronger, much stronger, much stronger. So I've already done the research on both teams, and the pitcher is much stronger for both games on the starting side, on the Red Sox and the Blue Jays. So anyway, now it's telling you here Red Sox should bat in the ninth. It says no. They should not be batting in the ninth. Again, that's favoring the home team, which is the Red Sox. And that's saying that the market expects the Red Sox to be winning in the ninth inning. Also, over under hits, it's saying that the Red Sox should get 10 hits compared to the under for the Rockies, under 8.5. So that's a 2-hit difference. I hope that makes sense. So anyways, having said all that, I'm taking the Boston Red Sox on the money line. I was able to get them to like a minus 210 or minus 215. I'm going to pay the juice. And the reason I'm paying the juice and not like a minus 1.5 is because I've been burned on the minus 1.5s, but because of the batting right here. The batting is not that strong compared to each other. So if the batting was stronger, I would have went with the minus 1.5 or a minus 1, but I'm going to pay the juice and just get it at the money line. Then let me talk about the other teams that came up. So let me see here. I'm going to show you guys what the other teams that came up. I'm not going to tell you why I skipped them because I didn't write notes on why I skipped them. But check this out. These are the screenshots of the batter props. Okay, like I said, 2 of them are going to be given away inside the YouTube short. So 2 batters will be in the YouTube short later today. And then I have 6 other batters. So total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 batters. And again, those are going to be posted already. They were already posted in the VIP this morning. So if you want to check us out for the VIP, check out the link in the description. Now, let me go to these last few games. The Mets came up heavy because of the pitching. The pitching over here with Clay Holmes compared to Brandon Young. So this thing tends to glitch. So I'm not going to be on this page a long time. But check this out. The Mets, they have Brandon Young right here. Let me see if I can get a better page. Give me a second. That page tends to flicker a lot. So let's see. Because of the odds. I'm sorry, because of the ads. All right, so the Mets are the ones that came up. You can see over here, Brandon Young. He's got a horrible 7.02 ERA compared to this dude with a 2.99. So Clay Holmes is a lot better than Brandon Young. Also, Brandon Young only plays about 1 inning. I have a few notes here, so let me just read them out. Holmes is a 2.99 ERA compared to Young, which is a 7.02 ERA. Massive pitching mismatch. And then it says Young hasn't completed 5 innings in any start this season. So they tend to cut him out. And the reason they would cut him out is because he sucks. The Mets are averaging 5.6 runs per game compared to the Orioles. They're only getting 3 runs. So Mets 5 runs, almost 6 runs. Orioles are only doing 3 runs. And the Mets are 4-1 straight up in the last 5, and they're very strong favorites with a 41-21 record. The reason I didn't like them, I didn't take them, is because the line is shifting dramatically towards the Orioles. So the Orioles were don't remember the numbers, but the Mets started at a much heavy favorite. They were like minus 150 or minus 140 or something, and now they're minus 126. So the line is dropping dramatically towards the Orioles. So that's the reason I stayed away. I remember that clearly because everything else was matching. Let's see, Athletics. So Athletics against the Braves, you can see they're pretty, it's sort of a pick 'em at a 105 compared to a 114. And it's telling me here, I have a bunch of notes here, but Holmes, let me see, actually, that was the Mets. Give me a second. I'm sorry, I'm having issues with my monitor. I don't know what the hell's going on. All right, so here we go. Jeff, let's see. Athletics versus Braves. Springs is a 4.07 ERA compared to Fuentes, 9.0. So that's a dramatic difference as well. This dude only has 2 starts and he has 2 losses compared to this guy with 6 wins, 6 losses. Springs has 79 strikeouts versus Fuentes with only 10 strikeouts. So the experience gap is huge. And you're going to get plus money if you were going to go with the Braves. Well, with the Athletics, actually. So anyways, this guy, Jeffrey Springs, plays for the Athletics. So they're saying here it's a big mismatch on the pitching. I don't trust any team just on pitching alone. So that's the reason I stayed away. But I don't trust the Athletics at all. And just because of the pitching doesn't mean I'm going to go with them. But like I said, I'm only giving you this information because this is the type of stuff that I look at before I begin my other process that I just showed you. So before I get into this stuff here that I just talked about, I go through all this other stuff that I'm talking about right now. So it's a lot of, just so you know, I don't just skip games or randomly go through some bullshit. Like I'm actually looking at what teams to look at. So I filter out, like all my YouTube videos say, we looked at every single team on the slate, and we do. So Royals, I'm not going to get into all the other details, but the Royals came up over the Pirates. Lugo is the pitcher. Let's see. So the Royals over the Pirates, and it's talking about Lugo over here. 2.65 ERA compared with Keller. Keller's actually decent, so I don't like it already. Then it's saying Pirates ranks in home runs 61st, limited offense. So anyways, Royals came up, not enough information for me to make a decision. And then the last one was the Astros versus the Guardians. And that's because of Brown. Brown is actually one of the best pitchers in all of baseball right now. Look at his ERA is 1.82. And then he's going against Castillo, which Castillo is actually decent, but he's nowhere near Hunter Brown. So 60% win rate percent, or I should say Astros are projected to win at a 60% clip right now. So what's up, man? Good morning. So anyways, like I said, I'm not gonna go and explain this. These are not my final picks. The final picks I already gave you are the Red Sox on the money line and the Blue Jays on the money line. But I wanted to go through the slates so that you can see that I look at all the stuff, because I've been saying I'm going to take the notes on why I skip certain teams and stuff like that. But anyway, I think I made that clear. So I appreciate you all that are here. Make sure when you see the video pop up, I'm going to throw up 2 batter props inside the YouTube short. So when you see that, just make sure you like it and comment. And then this video is actually going to be edited, and then it's going to be posted later today. When you see that stuff, I would appreciate if you can comment, like, and subscribe. And if you haven't done so, guys, check out the 1 week pass, the Discord. All that stuff is in the link in the description. And then finally, like I said, I've been pushing this a little bit harder lately because it is dramatic. It's a big difference since I started breaking down the data into this format, because you can clearly see who's going to win this game. And I mean, it doesn't work 100% of the time, but it's very good. Like I said, we're on a 13-0 run in the last 2 games. So I appreciate you all that are here. I appreciate the people that are here all the time. And let's keep going, man. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Let's have a great day.